Is this the best tasting 10-year-old Palo Cortado whiskey I've had on the channel? What about value for money? Let's drink some whiskey. Released in December of 2022, the Dunvilles VR 10-year-old Palo Cortado finished single malt Irish whiskey. Now, be absolutely certain to stick around to the very end of the video where I will give you 4 alternatives to this whiskey just in case it's not available where you are. Only because I'm a nice guy like that. As of lately, I'm on a little bit of a Palo Cortado buzz, and to be honest, I haven't had that much Cortado whiskey, finished whiskey, throughout my whiskey journey. A few, but not many. This brand new core range whiskey from the Dunvilles distillery boasts a 10-year-old age statement. And I'm told from a reliable source that roughly 3 of those 10 years was spent in a Palo Cortado cask. Previous to that, you guessed it, ex-bourbon barrels. Obviously, this is not Dunvilles' own distilled spirit, this is a sourced whiskey. And I've absolutely no idea where from. To be honest, I'm not even sure if this is double or triple distilled. The nice thing about this is it's 46% ABV, which is great to see in the higher end of the standard ABVs coming into play, and especially as a core statement whiskey. 46% is just right at that line. Just right there, just what I like to see. The price is a little bit on the high side, I will admit, currently running at about 82 euros, which understandably could be outside of most people's budgets, but I have some alternatives to that, and I'll give them just after I do my tasting notes. As a little side note, in terms of single casks when it comes from Dunvilles and under the Dunvilles brand name, I have had some fairly exceptional releases. You can find all of them in the links below under the video. You're welcome. We pour. As I let this breathe a little bit, once again, a 10-year-old single malt Irish whiskey, 3 years in Palo Cortado cask, 7 years in ex-bourbon, priced at 82 euro, bottled at 46% ABV, available now through select stores and from the Dunvilles online shop. I think that's it. Let's have a drink. Okay, I've given them that a moment or two to open up a little bit and breathe inside in the glass here. Let's do some tasting notes. On the nose, you have some really light kind of malty notes opening there. Definitely a hint of some tropical fruits in there as well. Think kind of mangoes for me. A little bit of kind of a grape skin or a grape. Definitely, again, as I've gotten previously with other Palo Cortado whiskeys, plums, juicy kind of plums. There's a fudgy kind of slash milk chocolatey note. I kind of struggle with that one to decipher which is the fudge and milk chocolate. So either one of those kind of works for me. Again, you're getting some very light woody oak notes towards the end. Nothing mental. It is quite fruit sweet. I think even if you wanted to go over sweet, kind of real juicy, fresh, vibrant plums, that kind of thing. And you are at the very end kind of getting some nuttiness from that. I would say a medium complexity on the nose. On the palate, Sláinte. Orchard fruits forward. Very slight hint of that mango note that I got across the nose. There's a little bit of an alcohol-y kick off this. A touch of clove there. A tiny bit of nuttiness as well on the palate. Another one, Sláinte. It's not overly spicy either, think white pepper spice. That chocolatey fudge note is carrying through from the nose to the palate. At least that's what I think it is, chocolatey fudge there. You know, I don't do well with that note. What I would say is it's very light on the palate. Not at all what I expected, to be honest. One more to finish it off, we have to do that. On the finish, lingering spice, that clove note definitely there. A little bit of nuttiness, very slight. A little bit of woodiness. Some of those dried fruits, I guess, are coming back up a little bit more than they did on the palate. Think figs, that kind of thing. Yeah, stand by for my opinion. So for me here, I think this is one of those whiskeys that has more going for it on the nose department. Unfortunately, I found the palate did leave this down a small little bit. Some of those really lovely Palo Cortado notes didn't make it across from nose to palate. The nose is absolutely gorgeous, but That kind of is where it ends for me, unfortunately. There is, however, a 21-year-old version of this, and we have a bottle ordered, so when it gets here in the next week or so, I'll be doing a review, full review on it on the channel, so make absolutely certain that you're subscribed for that one. Now, as I promised at the start, 4 alternatives for this whiskey if you can't get it by you. I understand it might be difficult to get this brand in different parts of the world. Bear in mind that none of these have a Palo Cortado finish, but all are single malts and widely available. Number 1, the classic Bushmills 10-year-old. The only downside to this is the 40% ABV. The upside, it runs about 40 euros. Number 2, the Jack Ryan Tumivera Calvados finish. I haven't reviewed it here on the channel, but I have had it. It's gorgeous, running about 70 quid. Number 3, all 3 of the Tyrconnell 10-year-olds, the Madeira, the Port, the Sherry finish. Again, I haven't had them on the channel, but I have had them, all in around the 70 to 75 euro mark. And finally, the Irishman 12-year-old, which runs about 75 euros. Take your pick, a number of choices there. To sum up for the video today, not so sure I would part my 82 euros of hard-earned money on this one, unfortunately. I did have high hopes for this. Gorgeous nose, but I think for me, the palate lets it down a touch. Full review, like I said, on the 21-year-old is coming soon. Be sure to keep an eye out for that. Thanks to Christy's for the dram and for the backdrop. For myself, the Whiskey Chaser. We'll see you next week. Sláinte.